We're at the Great Buffalo Jewbilee in Buffalo, New York, of course. And I'm speaking with John and Joey from the Y-Studs. Guys, thank you so much for taking some time with me today. So, first of all, I got to see you guys perform. We arrived just as you were in the middle of your earlier set, and then you got to perform later with Rick Recht from PJ Library. How was that?
That was quite an experience. We really just met him today, but wow, what a genuine guy and a great music artist. It was such a nice experience being up there with him. Taught us some of his homemade music. It was beautiful.
He definitely has an interesting style compared to what you guys are probably used to. I wanted to talk to you about your trip out here, about your music. First of all, because I got to speak to you, Jonathan, a little bit earlier. I know that you came in from Toronto. Joey, you and the rest of the guys, you came in all the way from New York. How was that trip?
Well, that's right, Ellie. We came all the way from New York City just to be here at the Great Buffalo Jewbilee. And it's about a 6-hour drive, but we passed the time quite well because we actually had a promotion that day on Instagram where it was Ask Us Any Question Day, which I think we still might have going on. For our ride back, which is also 6 hours. But yeah, it was a great ride over here, great trip, and definitely worth the drive because it was a lot of fun performing up there.
So, like I said, I want to speak to you guys about your music. You guys have 2 albums out so far, and you actually had them out on the table earlier today. Tell me a little bit about the production on the latest album.
Sure.
Joey? Yeah, sure, no problem. So we actually we brought these albums with us. I have this album called Days of New, which is our most recent album, and this is an EP, as it's called. It's got 5 songs on there, and this is our most recent one. So I think it was produced in the last 2 years. These have a lot of our hits on it, like Hashem Melech, whereas what Jonathan might be holding.
This is called Take Me Home. This was made about 4 years ago with all the founding members of the Y-Studs, and many more tracks on this album, but certainly a slightly older CD, very popular. One of the most popular songs on this album is Ahavat Yisrael and Lu Yehi.
And are those some of your favorites?
We continue to perform some of the songs on this album, sure, even though it was from 4+ years ago, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that we do have a new album coming out in just a few months around Hanukkah time. The title has yet to be released, but that will have some great Jewish and secular songs in it as well. We're very excited to put that out.
Tell me a little bit about the Y-Studs name. Why Studs?
Sure, well, I mean, the honest truth is actually that none of the current members were part of the founding group, so we have a received tradition about the name. And Y-Studs stands for Yeshiva students because most of us were or are students at Yeshiva University in New York City. Also, Y-Studs is the listserv for the Yeshiva student community. So Y-Studs at yu.edu is the way that they distribute emails to the whole student community, so it's a very familiar name to the student body.
Thank you for explaining that whole listserv situation. I don't know how many people out there actually know what one of those is. So tell me, what is one of your favorite, Jonathan and then Joey, one of your favorite songs to perform lately?
Sure. One of my favorite songs to perform, which we haven't actually done in a while, so I'm going to recreate this question a bit. One of my favorite songs to perform is Hariyu, which is on our EP. I just think it's very powerful, and I just love singing it. It's by Omak Hadavar. They've since ceased to perform, if I'm not mistaken, but really a very powerful, powerful song.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song. I love performing Hashem Melech, which I think is our most popular song, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just like a fun song that the crowd can get into. It's fast-paced. I actually love performing it with Johnny in specific because he is the soloist on the actual recorded track. He's got some nice little Sephardi flares in his voice, which is a lot of fun.
Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time with me. I really do appreciate it. If you want to watch more Y-Studs and see some of their amazing absolutely amazing music videos. Just click right over there, and if you want to see more Jewish Music Toronto, you know where to go.